Hello, friends. Welcome to the class. Today we are going to discuss about the poem that we find in Unit 3 of the second semester syllabus. And this poem is written by a great American poetess, Emily Dickinson. And the title of the poem is Success is Counted Sweetest. Now, Emily Dickinson was a 19th century American poetess who, though didn't achieve much popularity or fame during her lifetime, but is considered to be one of the most prominent of the American poets. Now, the recurring themes of her poetry, general poetry, are the themes of death and immortality. Now, she always grappled with these entities of death and immortality in her poetry. Now, this present poem is a very philosophical poem. It is a very short poem which consists of only three stanzas of 4 lines each. But then it's written about some of the most common psychological contests in a heart that goes on, which are about the success and failure. Now, what we find about the tone of the poem is that it is very impersonal and very unemotional tone. It's as if she's reporting in some events and she's not actually affected by them. But then, as a poetess, and as we understand the poem as it goes on, that she was also a very deeply troubled individual about the understanding, true understanding, and the nature of success as well as defeat. Now, she talks about the complicated truths of human desire in this particular poem, especially the desire to succeed, and our understanding of success, and also our understanding of failure. So, this big theme of what it means to be really successful in life is what is captured in this very short poem. Now let's come to the first stanza and try to understand what is being written there. Now the 4 lines are something like this. Success is counted sweetest by those who never succeed. To comprehend the nectar requires sorest need. Now here we are, there are some words which we need to understand. One is counted, and she says that it is when we it's considered. Okay, counted could mean consider, or counted could mean appreciate. Okay, success is appreciated, or success is counted, or success is considered to be of the greatest value by those who never succeed. Now we also find a paradox what she writes here, and she's saying that only those people who have this great desire to succeed but not yet have achieved that success can really understand the meaning of success. And she goes on to give us an image of a person of nectar and a person with a great need. Now, to understand what is the beauty and what's the greatness of nectar uh, can only be done by somebody who acutely desires, or who is acutely thirsty, or acutely hungry. Now, nectar, as we know, is a could be the drink of the gods, and it's a very sophisticated thing. And she says that only those people who really desire, who desire what they do not have, or in other sense, to use her own words, she says, those who have this need can only understand what success can mean. Now, coming to the second and third stanzas, she goes on to give another example of who can understand success better, uh, the victorious or the defeated one. Now, here she talks about not one of the purple host who took the flag today can tell the definition so clear of victory. As he defeated dying, on whose forbidden ear the distant strains of triumph break agonized and clear. Now she is giving an example of two sides in a war, and one of the sides is victorious today in this battle, and the other is defeated. And a soldier of the defeated army is lying and on the ground. He is dying in his last stages, and he understands that he has failed. But she says, who can give us a clear definition of victory? Is this could it be from one of those who is carrying the flag today, the purple, the royal army, who have been victorious today? Can they tell the definition of success clearly? But she says no, they can't. But the one who is actually defeated and dying, and on whose ears, forbidden, leftover ears, the strains of the music and the drums of the victorious army fall, uh, and the strains of the triumph, when they come into agonizedly come in and enter into his ears, that person on the ground, defeated, he can tell what it really means to be successful. So in her words, it's the defeated who can more appreciate the beauty and the understanding of success. Okay, now let us look into some of the literary devices that the poetess has used in this poem. And one is assonance and consonance. Now, consonance is the repetition of consonant sounds in a line, and assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds in a line. And there are many times here, like in the lines like to comprehend the nectar, the sound t comes repeatedly. Similarly, there are other lines where we find this quality of repetition of consonant and vowel sounds in a single line. And also, then there is this imagery that we find. And she attributes the understanding of success to tasting success. Now, we generally use that term, taste success. And she says actually, tasting can also mean understanding. She talks about tasting here, and then she also talks about nectar, which can also mean tasting nectar. And then she goes on to say, not one of the purple host. And when she gives us this color purple, it's about the sight, being able to see, right? And then tell the definition, articulating what it could mean. And then on the forbidden ear, the distant strains of, okay, being hearing. So she brings about all these elements of like hearing, seeing and tasting, and she brings them together to understand the poem better. And also we find that there is a paradox. The paradox is present in the very first two lines of the poem. That is, success can only be appreciated by those who have a great need and who have not yet been successful. Okay, now there are big themes that we find in this poem are like, who can appreciate success better? And the poet's view is it's the defeated, the unsuccessful. And why? Because they have that need. And need really makes them understand or appreciate the beauty of success. And there are three big themes that come here in this poem. The one is the need, and then the second one is the success, and third one is the failure. And we also have this thing which comes into the poem, like understanding success versus tasting success. So there are many people who taste success, but maybe they do not understand the true meaning of success. And that's why when they succeed in the later stages of life, they forget what went into or made them successful in the first place. Now, there is another theme that's also running here, that is it possible to be failing in a victory? And is it also possible to succeed even when you are defeated? Even when you are defeated and you understand that success is this, then probably you have succeeded it to some extent. But even when you have become a successful person and you do not understand what success means, then probably that is a failure in itself. Uh, if you have any queries or anything that you have not understood while reading this poem, you can contact us. Our phone numbers are given. Even you can just put your query on our department blogspot, or you can also mail to us through our department email ID. Okay, keep watching the videos and come up with your suggestions, and we can also have some Zoom video lessons in the future. Thank you very much.